Complicated ideas are generally the least true. The truth is simple, not confusing. God is not a God of confusion, but a God of peace. So if you're confused by what's competing for your attention right now, it's probably not true, and it's probably here to distract you and to keep you disconnected from your true source of power, which is you. The truth is simple and self-evident, not something that requires you to do mental gymnastics, or as things seem to be going, physical gymnastics either. And remember, everything is inverted, so they're trying to convince us that everything's complicated, but it's actually very simple. And the great lengths they're willing to go to make things complicated is indicative of how truly simple things are. The truth is also congruous. So if on the one hand you're being told to go within, but the same channel spends all day, every day, dropping intel drop after intel drop, they're paying the truth lip service while going on about the business of keeping you distracted. Remember, if it's not putting you back in your body, it's a distraction. So if they tell you to go within, but keep you distracted to the without, they're using the truth to sell you a lie. This is a sleight of hand I've been meaning to share about for a little while now. The 95% true phenomenon, which is used to sell lies to awakening beings who have become discerning and adept at detecting lies. The only ones left, it seems, who can tell truth from falsehood, or who have any interest in doing so. One of the lessons I learned in sales training is that salespeople are the easiest people to sell to, because a salesperson knows the language that is used to create value. So if you know that a salesperson speaks the language of value, then all you have to do to sell a salesperson something is to speak the language of value. And then, whether you're telling the truth or not, the salesperson will believe you because you're speaking their language. And the same is true for the awakening humans on planet Earth. We're learning to speak a different language when we're healing. We use words like I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. So if you want to sell a lie to someone who's awakening, use their language. And this might sound something like I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, now go get ready for 10 days of darkness instead of doing your personal growth work. Which is to say, one of the best ways to tell a good lie is to make it mostly true. And this is how things have been going here on planet Earth for a while now. There are a lot of people telling a lot of truth, but with just enough falsehood to have you repeating your reality for eternity. The few degrees of departure from the truth, when compared to the straight line of truth, create a curved axis with truthful intersecting points, but ultimately the deviation will have you moving in circles, which is why I make fun of personal growth gurus who want you to heal so you can become rich. Being rich assumes that money exists, and we all know money's a lie and a form of enslavement. We shouldn't have to pay to live on our planet, and we're the only species that does it. Let that sink in. So if they're teaching you to heal so you can be rich, they're perpetuating the false money timeline under the auspice of self-healing. The proverbial wolf in sheep's clothing. You've just abdicated the self-evident truth that paying to live on your own planet is a lie. And you've done it without even being aware you've done so. You're now off chasing the 95% true belief that once you've overcome your trauma, done your growth work, and learned to heal others, you can now be rich. And in this way, you'll spend eternity pursuing what is 95% true or 5% not true. So if you believe everything someone who is telling you 95% of the truth says, the 5% of the false you believe to be true will ultimately be your undoing. So the solution is to believe in yourself, not someone else. Look within, not without, for the answers you seek. And if you notice someone or something paying lip service to the truth of going within, but their actions are contraindicative or incongruous, i.e., look within, but now look at this shiny object, or this alien invasion, or this black swan event, or this mass power outage, they're keeping you separated from your power, which is within. And whether it's intentional or not, it's slowing or maybe even sabotaging Earth's ascension. They're trying to stop what's happening from what's happening, and since they lack the ability to create, they need us to create it for them. They need us to create a scenario by which it does not happen. And they do this by tricking us to pay attention to what's out there, not what's going on within. Getting us to sabotage ourselves is their last hope. This is why trauma reversal and the trauma reversal narrative is bypassed or blocked. Because once you clear your trauma, you can then go within. And until your trauma is cleared, within is a very unsafe place for you to be. Going within for the unhealed is the realm of hungry ghosts, and so it's avoided. Distractions are a far better distraction than admitting we're powerless, that we might be slightly insane, and that our lives have become unmanageable. And it's only after we surrender to this unmanageability that we will then be gifted with the gift of desperation. When we realize nothing out there has the power to fill the God-sized hole within, only then can we make the changes necessary to allow ourselves to go within. And once your trauma is cleared, you become the authority and are the one validating the truth. And if you're confused by a precept, you are invalidating the false truth, because you know what's confusing or incongruous must not be true. The truth is simple and self-evident, and when your trauma is cleared, you can say and know, this is confusing and therefore not true. Because if it were simple and truthful, I would most certainly understand it. Rather than what the unhealed person might say or think, which is, this is confusing, I'm stupid and I don't get it, so it must be true and I don't deserve to understand the truth. And this is how things have been going here on planet Earth for a while now. This is how we're kept believing not in ourselves, by not claiming our authority, which is only possible after the psychic scar tissue left by trauma is cleared. And this is why the darkness is doing everything it can to prevent the trauma reversal narrative from being shared. Because when you heal, you're not looking to have what you know to be true validated in the narrative. The narrative is validated by what you know to be true. Ask yourself if aspects of your life feel unmanageable, like keeping up with the truth movement has become unmanageable. Because I spend so much of my time preparing for the future that my present day life has fallen apart. Think about it. What's the truth? Time is not real. The future is now. If I'm worried about what's out there, I'm distracted from the power within. If I'm worried about the future, I'm distracted from the now. And where does my power reside? Where is God? Where are all the superhuman abilities? They are now, and they are within. So watch out for those wolves in sheep's clothing. And remember, the truth is simple. And the simple truth right now is to go within. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.